Welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, we're in the midst of a full-blown, down-to-the-studs renovation of one of two cottages on our property. This was not our original plan. It all began because we intended to redo our Chateau kitchen and knew it was going to be a huge undertaking. We expected it to take a good chunk of time, as most projects do around here. We needed to set up a temporary kitchen, and there simply wasn't room to do that in any of the existing rooms in the chateau. The cottage had a kitchen. Well, sort of. And we just thought we could easily set up camp in there while we renovate the chateau kitchen. We were sorely mistaken, because as you know, with any home renovation, your plans can change at the drop of a hat. This building was in dire need of rescuing, so we thought there's no time like the present, let's just go for it. Look at us here smiling, unaware of what we have actually gotten ourselves into. That is really white. So what we're looking at is obviously 3 different colors of tile, 3 different sizes.
Right.
We couldn't get samples of the tile, so we ended up purchasing 3 random sized.
We got the ones that they had in stock.
Right.
And unfortunately, they didn't have the same size of each in stock.
So the gray one, we had to order custom. So now we own, what?
One box of that.
One box of those.
24 euros.
Yeah. I think we can safely say this one is definitely out.
I think it's too light.
It's too light. So this will be going back to the store.
Yeah. That one, the large one, and the gray one have the same texture.
Yeah, they're smoother. It's like a limestone texture, which is Which is nice.
I think it actually looks better. You know.
I mean, I'm not hating the gray, but I just think it's going to be too dark.
Yeah.
But I'm still on the fence. We can definitely say this is a big We made the mistake of, before we started filming, we tried to clean a piece of stone, but it's wet. So we don't know what this is going to look like. But the stone is more on the gray side.
Yeah.
And all of this stuff in between will be gone, and we'll repoint it if we feel we're going to keep the wall.
Right.
So we haven't made a decision on the floor yet, but I'm thinking
The original one.
the original one. Well, we've made the final decision on whether or not we're keeping the stone wall exposed. As much as we'd like to, we won't. We feel the stone isn't really pretty enough. Plus, we're concerned about having a kitchen up against the stone with splatters and dust accumulation. This is a budget project, so we can't spend a fortune on flooring. I have a feeling that this could look expensive once it's laid properly and everything else is outfitted nicely.
I think if we do a thicker grout space between them, it'll look older.
Yeah, I think you're right. Which tile do you prefer? Let us know in the comments. Are you tired of being blamed for the weird and awkward noises your carburetors make on your lawn and outdoor equipment?
Was that you?
Well, fear not. A big thanks to today's sponsor. Hipa makes small engine parts and equipment for home and garden enthusiasts just like us. Lincoln's getting the trimmer ready with Hipa's high-temperature resistant nylon line. The high-strength inner core resists breakage, which means that the line lasts longer and you spend less time winding spools. Every carburetor needs adjusting at some point, but manufacturers just don't want you to do it. They use such a wide variety of adjusting screws that no one could possibly have them all. But thanks to Hipa's carb adjusting kits, you can choose the tools you need. If you're a pro or a DIYer, Hipa can help you get your equipment running like new without costly and time-consuming services. Experience the difference of doing it yourself and head over to hipastore.com. And a big thanks to Hipa Store for sponsoring today's video. We're going to have the staircase ends here.
Right.
So this is dark. Imagine this in the winter.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think...
I mean, it's bright out today, so and it's afternoon, so the sun is out shining in here.
So I think having the window is good. And I know some people had mentioned, why don't you put in French doors? Or we can't because you would have to have many steps coming down, and it would really impede on our
the ground on the other side is up about this high. And we're in the process of, we're going to be digging a trench just like we did on the side.
Yeah.
And fill it with gravel so it will drain and get the water away from the foundation.
That is nice. I haven't been up there yet, so I think I need to take a walk. It wasn't easy getting up here. So if you want to get an idea of how wonky this building is.
We made that square. So this floor is square to that wall. So this is a straight line, 90 degrees from that. This is out of square, basically.
Yeah, so
this wall goes out quite a bit.
So you can see it's there. So this is all straight. But clearly the building is not.
And we will be filling that in, but we just
no, we're not going to leave this open?
We left it open, so when we take the plaster down, it'll just go right downstairs.
Yeah, so this is phase 2, whatever you want to call it. Originally, we weren't even going to remove any of this stuff. We were just planning on just
Yeah.
lickety-split going over it with some wallboard insulation, but I'm really glad we decided to go this route because,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, just from the fireplace alone and all the holes and cracks and how unsafe this would have been.
Yeah.
So the fireplace has a beam going right through it.
Well, once we've done all the cleanup that we need to do, we're going to put cement in there. So the cement will be higher than that. So that will keep that beam, because right now the beam is just sitting, basically.
Yeah.
Everything else is cemented in. That's how the floor will be done there. And then we'll put whatever hearth over it, slate or something, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, probably slate. We have a nice piece of slate. The other important thing is to secure these beams as well. So this is also going to be concrete, right? We're just going to pour some concrete there and create a slab.
Well, I think since there's a step up into the next room anyway, I guess we can just pull the step forward.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't have to come all the way out, but as long as it's covering some of that beam,
Right. We just don't want a trip going into the rumpus room.
Right.
Because that's where the libations will be, and, you know. Lincoln had mentioned wanting an opium den, so I don't know if this is the proper place for that.
Well, no windows, so.
Well, we're going to have windows, so maybe you need your opium den somewhere else.
Okay. Kind of sticky.
Yeah, this is the hard part. You're going to go down first because I don't want to.
It's not really a problem.
I don't mind ladders, but this one is just, I feel like I'm going to flip backwards and fall down. Oh.
It's perfectly fine. It's not on too steep an angle.
If you've been watching this project from the beginning, you probably noticed that we've hired some help. This is Kim. Not only is he getting things done, we're learning some new skills along the way. If you're ever going to hire artisans or tradespeople to work for you in France, you should always check their registration documents. They should give you their SIRET number, which you can check online to see if they are, in fact, legit, like Kim here. You got it? So now I'm stuck here. Okay. So the average viewer might not be able to tell, but This is a huge difference.
Yeah.
I mean, this has been expanded by, would you say at least double?
Yeah, the wood, the thick brush and whatever came to at least that white pole.
Yeah. So
And
he
that's
removed a big stump and shifted all this stuff for us and put a lot of it over here in this, behind these laurels, which is good because it sort of acts as a buffer from the road. Not that we have any traffic, but it's still nice to have a buffer. Oh, hello. We're discussing your donkey area. Our plan is to remove the floor from the cottage.
The concrete floor.
The concrete floor, and to put some here, and then we're going to add gravel.
Well, we're going to put it here because this is, you can see it's a low point.
Yeah.
And it's always gotten really muddy and soggy.
Super muddy.
And so, but we are going to be putting gravel on it, but we need to build it up first.
Yeah.
And the gravel we're using is, it comes in multiple sizes down to like a grain of sand. And it ends up turning into almost like a road.
Over time, it hardens. Like you see those paths and like Paris and all around. It's like a heavy
Right, and it looks like
hardscape.
it might just be dirt or something.
So the donkeys will have a nice hard surface to walk on. It's like, you know, this is going to turn into some huge project. Like the donkeys need an addition on their house. We're thinking of relocating the house. I don't know why they're under those big giant trees, you know?
Yeah.
So we're kind of working with what we had and trying to, I don't know, make this a nicer space for them. Right, guys? So this has been cleared even more today, which is wonderful. So all this terrible brush and a couple self-seeded trees had to be removed. And the space is probably triple the size now, which is amazing. So we can get ready to fill all this in, get it compacted, and then we can gravel. So it leaves a nice big space for the big tractors to get through. And it just brightens the whole area up, which is amazing. So less mud. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, and if you have something to say, leave us a comment.